Chopper, good morning.
Morning to you, Mr. Hughes. I greet you well.
Good morning, sir. I greet you well too.
Boy, I hear you at Hadley Park, well, not Hadley Park Road, but I hear you on the short list for East Central, St. Andrew. Can you confirm, you don't have to confirm or deny. I hear
No,
you're shortlisted. Eh? Is
that
there
is
any
a
truth to
one.
that, Mr. Hughes?
That's a one in a billion or trillion chance.
I hear the list is going down to about three. Are
Uh-huh.
your fathers holding it down for son or something to that effect? Have you heard those names bandied about?
Father is holding it down for son.
Fa- Fathers holding it down for son. I don't know if you hear that one.
No, I haven't heard that one.
So who is the new chairman?
Councillor Dennis Gordon.
Then and who is Christopher Gordon?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I don't
Okay,
know at
Mr.
all.
Hughes.
Christopher
Oh,
Gordon.
oh, okay,
Is
Mr.
that
Hughes.
Dennis's father?
I don't, Mr. Hughes. I don't know.
Hmm.
Couldn't tell you. But I hear Holy Park activities going on there. But anyhow, Mr. Hughes. That's going to be an interesting transition there.
Yes, it is
Um,
going to be. It is going to be.
yes,
Yeah.
I think Dr. Phillips holding it out is in the best interest of the party because knowing how vulnerable that seat is, perhaps it would not be a good idea for him to exist so quickly.
Oh.
Um, but turning over the chairmanship, as you rightfully said earlier, is basically sending a signal that hey, get yourselves lined up because we
Yeah.
can pull the plug at any moment.
Right. He's putting the party on notice to get its act together.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see, to be brutally honest with you, I unless there's a general election, I really do not see the PNP winning a by-election in Jamaica. And I'm saying this almost barring anything.
Depends on where the by-election is, though.
Well, Mr. Hughes, East Central St. Andrew is among some of the strongest seats. But based on the political climate, you would agree with me that almost seat is now in a state where it can be won by the JLP,
Hmm. Not
right?
all.
But
Not all.
not all. But if you were to if you take them down to
Mm-hmm.
a by-election with both political machineries oiled up and going,
And
it
one
seems to
supported
me
by government.
exactly. You have
Uh-huh.
the government first, and
Yeah.
you're on a little momentum.
Hmm.
Even though I think that momentum is dipping, it's
Yes.
dipping. If
Uh-huh.
the JLP, as I said in a recent piece I wrote there out there on social media, if the JLP don't get their act together very quickly, that 14 can become 49.
Hmm.
And it's not a joke.
Right.
Sometimes we tend to believe that 14 years, remember the JLP, 18 and a half years in office,
Mm-hmm.
and after 18 and a half years, nobody could have said to Mr. Pattis or anybody
Mm-hmm.
that the PNP could have lost any election in Jamaica, right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
They got so cocky to the extent that Jamaica became PNP country,
Country. Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But the JLP believe that the same knife was stick sheet.
Can't steep
It's a
goat.
different knife than used to stick goat to make a
A
sad
sad
mistake.
mistake. You're so right,
So
sir.
at
You're so right.
the 25th of February, Mr. Hughes, which is just about 2 weeks away, marks
Mm-hmm.
the second term, the first full 5-year term of the
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica Labour Party.
Mm-hmm.
And while I will agree with most of the people in Jamaica, we can lay the blame of some of the political and social ills of this country at the feet, squarely at the feet of the PNP. We can, and we should, and we have. But how long can we do that, Mr. Hughes?
Yes. Yes.
How long?
Exactly.
How long?
That time has run out on that.
Time is going,
Hmm.
and we're now moving into a second year. Last year, the JLP could have said, well, it's our first year, first term, and we have to, you
Mm-hmm.
know, test the waters. And the Jamaican people have given the Jamaica Labour Party a resounding mandate and said, go out there and get the job done. We have confidence in you. So this tiptoeing around and approaching crime, Mr. Hughes, can you pour clean wine in a dirty vessel and that wine becomes clean, sir?
No.
Well, you try it one day and tell me the results you get. You put some Gramaxone in a bottle, right? And then you throw some clean water in there and drink it, and you tell me what the result is.
You did,
All
as
right.
neat.
Well, we continue to pump money into the security forces. And I don't want to say security forces, because then it means I'm now lumping the military with the police and everybody together. Let me categorically say the police force, right, which we all agree that the force is corrupt. And corruption is a big part of our problem in this country. There are several studies that have said to us that part of the problem in Jamaica, or crime problem, is that we have a corrupt police force. This is not coming from me, you know. This is not a political statement, you know. This is a statement that the United Nations did a study here, World Bank did a study, several entities within Jamaica have done studies, and the same results. So why we keep putting around and acting as though, you know, it's not the reality? And we keep pumping 40 billion. Anywhere you put $40 billion, Mr. Hughes, you must be something on your return. You have to. You must get some return on your investment. $40 billion have been invested in the security forces. Now, Mark, I'm not expecting that this result is going to come overnight. But just like we did with the special squad, where they just cut the head off immediately and disband that force, we probably might have to go down the same road, because, Mr. Hughes, we're not getting the results. Mark, you know, I'm going to give what due to Caesar, give it to Caesar, you know, because let me tell you something. While I will tell you that I believe that the police force is inherently corrupt, I will also tell you that I have seen significant improvement
in some areas.
Yes, with the response time. The response to crime and the apprehending of criminal and rounding up perpetrators, that to me has improved significantly. How have they improved in terms of building out the case and taking it to court and bring it to closure? That is still up for grabs.
Yes.
But perhaps the approach, Mr. Hughes, will have to be at some point to pull the plug and retool, revamp, rename, whatever it is, and get the thing together, because this crime situation it doesn't seem like it is coming to a halt anytime soon.
Not at all.
Mr. Hughes, one quick one before I go. The permanent secretaries, over the years, politicians, ministers, a lot of them have been fired, shamed, dragged through the mud for stuff that when you really and truly check it, Mr. Hughes, the politicians are not the problem. It's the permanent secretaries whose responsibility it is to run these ministries. And we are now seeing where these committees, the PAC with Madam Gillette Holness and Hira Clark and the other members, they are now seeming, they finally, Mr. Hughes, they finally get something to do, because the last 5 years, the government members of the PAC and PAAC were like non-existent. But we have to give them some credit, Mr. Hughes. They seem to be doing their research now, and they are coming to these meetings armed with information, and they are doing the people's work. But the permanent secretaries, Mr. Hughes, must be held to account. It is their responsibility to protect the government coffers. A lot of times when these ministers mess up and get in trouble, it's not their fault, you know. If you really check it and narrow it down, enough of them fault. It's the permanent secretary. The permanent secretary can cap a minister, you know, from doing certain things, you know.
Right.
And say to the minister, I'm not doing this. And if you decide and hold true to your commitment that you're not going to do something untoward, you put on your resignation on that minister's desk and walk away and make it public. That I'm walking away because the minister has instructed me to do something that I know is wrong.
Yes.
How many permanent secretaries have done that in Jamaica? Not one. And then the minister gets beat, and the politician and the party get beaten because this happened, and the permanent secretary sits right there and preside over failing ministry,
Gotta go.
failing entities, and do nothing about it. So good time, high
All
time,
right,
and I'm
Chopper.
a